Yo, what up? What up? I got another Deck Doctor here. Today I am all by my lonesome because my patron trooper is got work. You know, work happens. He's got Shiggy, and here's his pitch. Pitch is: one, to use Shiggy's response to deal with extra damage. Using Fury packaged, Prominence Burn has been performing well lately. Needing help fine-tuning the deck, as I'm looking to use this competitively in store provisionals. Free reign to do whatever you want as well. Well, you shouldn't have said that, buddy. You shouldn't have said that. No. Of course, we're going to keep the Prominence Burn idea. I think Prominence Burn Shigaraki is very, very cool. I like Evil Shigaraki a lot. Besides the fact of, like, Fire Shigaraki has now access to some pretty stellar attacks. I want to talk about what Evil Shigaraki gets. So, I think the number one cool thing that Evil Shigaraki gets, truthfully, it gets access to Dignified Display, which fits inside your deck really, really well. 3 mid for 4 flash. That says it gets flash. And sometimes is like 8 damage, sometimes is 13 damage, and then you can block with it, grab a card in your hand. If it gets blocked, you put it on the bottom of your deck so it doesn't count. It has the word, it's got the Fury keyword, so that your Prominence Burns work. I like this card a lot. The next one is just Vile Seizing. It's kind of a 4-diff, it's either a 4-diff stun 2, which feels very good as like a turn to dust, right? If it has a 4-diff. They fail the check and you draw the card and you get the 2 damage. I don't know. It's also 1 high block with Breaker. I like this card a lot in Shigaraki. The next big options are Chainsaw Nomu. Doesn't have the Fury keyword, but also a flash. Very good. And then Winged Nomu says they have to have a high block in order to not take 9 damage, right? Now let's talk about the attack lineup. I think the number one attacks that I'm not a fan of, truthfully, is just Villainous Waylay. I think you are playing a 6-diff in your character that like has to like make these checks. I think that you playing this 6-diff says that you aren't allowed to play the 2 check. So I'm cutting Villainous Waylay. You're allowed to put it back in whenever you want. I think that it is not quite worth it. And instead, let's look at our block zones. Highs, lows, mids. I mean, I kind of just want to put in the double Dignified Display and just see what you do with it. Because I think this card is super, super good in this character. If you have the momentum, it just does the thing. From here, I want to talk about Ignited Arrow. So Ignited Arrow is good. It's 9 damage. It probably plays best inside this character, but it does feel like it's like I play Ignited Arrow and then it doesn't get blocked because of course it doesn't. It's Ignited Arrow. They burn for their 9, and then I figure out like the rest of my turn is just building. Like it doesn't do anything. It's also a 2 high block. I don't know. I'm down to keep Ignited Arrow. If you feel like Ignited Arrow is not very doing much, I would just 1-for-1 swap it with Vile Seizing, as it does something a little bit different. I wouldn't even hate like a Winged Nomu, to say that like sometimes your opponent really gets to pick what they don't care about with this card, right? And here's my issue with it, right? If they're down for you to have the second attack and to take the 9 and not take 9 damage, then they'll block it. If they're down to take the 9, then they take the 9. Right? This card is completely and totally in your opponent's hand. Completely and totally. But with this card, sometimes they have the mid block and they want to partial something later, right? Or they have to have a high block for this. It's more damage. It has Echo, right? So it can threaten another bit of damage. You know what? I'm actually just gonna change it. I'm just gonna change it. I get that it doesn't have the Fury keyword, and I think that that's okay. You have enough Furies going on that like it could just be a different move. We don't care about the combo on this card 9 times out of 10 anyways. We just do this here. Yeah. On to the actions. You don't need 2 League of Villains. Actually, yeah, you only need 1. I think that this is a really solid card. That card doesn't have evil. Just kidding. Man, the fact that Denki card picks up League of Villains is so tight. That's so cool. Discard a card, go grab League of Villains. Whew. That's really exciting to me. Next, I want to talk about these cards. First off, Blood Curdle needs to be in your sideboard. You don't get to play this in the main board. Boop. Evil versus Good. I've been seeing this card be tossed into decks more and more. I think this card is cool. I think this card is good. I like this card a lot. I'm not positive that it needs to be on our main board. And I really like Evil Gaze. It does get absolutely demolished by like the anti-destroy cards, right? Like Chivalrous Competitor just mollywops this card, so be ready to take it out. But it's cool. From here, I want to take and talk about just your main board, right? Have Stonks on Evil Gaze gone up finally? No, they just don't have better actions to really play, right? Like we get like, maybe it's just like Double Showdown. That's just like the thing we want to do. Ready? Let's do one of this. Yeah. 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 I'm also going to put Ballerina in your deck. I think this card is correct inside of Shigaraki because, like, you're playing a 6-diff. And so, like, being able to check a 5, commit your Ballerina, and not, like, do the thing is, like, where it's at. Yeah. I'm into it. Man, these deck doctors are way easier whenever I don't get pushback. Hey, man, just do what you want to do. Tight. Let's look at block zones. Okay, what's this number at? 62? I'll try to leave it there. Whoa, what happened here? That's okay. Sudden appearance. Where's our lows? Stare down? Stare down is so interesting. I think stare down being if stare down wasn't a 2-diff, I'd be in. But it's not, so I'm not. This is fine. This is fine. We're going to go and grab In Control. I think In Control is kind of cracked. It says flip for +2 or -2 speed. I guarantee my hit or I make a block happen on a 2-diff. Also says that like throws don't work. I think that card's great. Nervous Habit. We're taking this card out. It's never going in a deck ever again because instead we are going to be playing Mastermind's Apprentice. That's that same 3-up. This is the power creep version of the card. Another conflict as a 1-of is great. Surviving is great. This is good. This is good. Love this. Love this. I don't like Super Rejuvenation. And Sudden Appearance is so interesting. You're already making things flash. I like Convenient Timing a lot. I'm going to trade out one of these Sudden Appearances for a Convenient Timing. Just to get a little spice, a little variety of life. Same thing with this. We're going to take out one more Sudden Appearance. Just to get ourselves a Force Correct activation up in here. And I really like House of Cards in Shigaraki 1. Maybe we cut a Super Regen for it. I'm in. We hate Super Regen anyways. Yeah, yeah. So this card says that like it is it is simply just like slamming and getting rid of momentum, as well as just like tossing a 3 on top of their deck. Form flip, add a 3 to the top of their deck, and then you play Prominence Burn is like a messed up thing to do to somebody. And I have kept this at 63 with 19 attacks. My biggest issue, my biggest complaint with the deck as is there's very little draw power. Which like might be why we might just swap back out the Winged Nomu just to go toss back in. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll toss out the Winged Nomu. I love Winged Nomu. I think Winged Nomu is kind of cracked in half. But I don't think that we're allowed to get away with no draw power. So let's go find this Ignited Arrow and toss it back in, because this at least does draw us a bonus attack. The last card that I'm not 100% in love with, honestly, is a Press Conference. I get, yes, we're playing Prominence Burn, but we're not a string deck. So I think if we just take Press Conference and we make it literally anything else, I think we're going to feel good about it. Like Citywide Crisis is a good one. Followed by, what else could exist in here? I mean, we could just be like double easily excited and probably feel good, huh? Right? So that 63, we kept our high blocks where they are, right? This at least draws us a card. and hopefully like does this cool thing. This technically draws us a card on defense, but like it's never another +1 hand size, you know? I dig it. I think this might be where I'm at. Yeah, I'm a fan. I think that the inclusion of things like in control is really good. I'm a little trepidatious about the dissolving the conflict, right? I think dissolving is cool, but I think that there's just like better things that you could be doing, to the point of like maybe even something like crushing truth, right? Destroy, seal one of their things after you block with this, build it in committed. Like these are like really, really cool moves that you could be doing with this character. League Invitation. We didn't even talk about League Invitation. This card is so insane. I want to play it at a 2 of. We're gonna get rid of this. This is gone. Let's look at our high block. Actually, one more apathetic. Just because there's flip hate, right? Double League Invitation. These are scary because they're 3 divs, but I think you'll get over it. Still 63. Still my blocks look good. Yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it. I think this is where it's gonna be. I changed a lot of what you have going on inside of your deck, and hopefully I gave enough explanation of like why I'm doing it. But everything from like in control down, all changed. The cards that I still don't love. I'm not a Super Rejuvenation fan. I don't like this card, right? I am just not a. I'm not a Super Rejuvenation fan. I never have been. Probably never will be. Something absolutely crazy is gonna have to happen in order for Rejuvenation to pique my interest. But with that, I think that's gonna call it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Trooper, for the support over on Patreon. And as always, I wish you well.